Gojo must save Megami. Right now, Gojo and Sukuna have seemingly finished their fight, and all that remains is to now somehow rescue Megami's soul and his body from Sukuna himself. But that might be a problem, you see, because throughout the series, Gojo has had a lot of victories, and at the same time, he's taken a lot of L's. He lost his best friend during his formative years. He was unable to protect Riko, and then during the Shibuya incident, him being alone led to him being caught off guard and sealed, which in turn ultimately led to Megami being overtaken by Sukuna during the Culling Games, an event that likely would have never ever come to pass had Gojo never been sealed. And one particular relationship Gojo has had is the one between himself and Megami. He took Megami on as if he was his own son after having fought and killed Toji, and since that point, Gojo has been the acting protector of Megami and somewhat father figure and a teacher, basically. So why is it important that Gojo is the one that saves Megami? Why can't it be Yuji? Why can't it be a surprise Nobara return and copium? But it's got to be Gojo. None of those other people can do this. It has to be Gojo. Gojo needs to be the one to save Megami, because at the very least in this story, if Gojo can't protect his students and everyone else from harm, then he should be the one to rescue Megami's soul at the very least from Sukuna's grip. And there's also the point that Gojo needs to tell Megami about his father being Toji and what happened between them. Gege once said in an interview that he feels it should be Gojo's responsibility to tell Megami about his father, which, you know, when you end up blowing a hole in someone's poppy, you should probably tell them, you know, maybe apologize for that. But right now, Gojo and Sukuna are locked in a fight that literally determines the fate of the world. And even though it's seemingly at an end right now, Nanami once said it best as soon as Gojo was sealed: the people of this country are doomed should Gojo just not be present. He said that right after Gojo was sealed, and I feel like that's sort of the same right now. And considering how powerful Gojo actually is, his wins within the series have always come at this crazy heavy cost. His win against Toji came at the cost of Riko Umai, and that cost Suguru Geto his sanity. Had Geto never witnessed the death of Riko, he would have more than likely never have went down that path. And Geto witnessed this because Gojo was unable to stop Toji in their first meeting. So while Gojo was able to win the fight, overall it came at a great cost, at both the cost of Riko Umai's life and his best friend Suguru's sanity. Gojo's tragic story of being the strongest within the series but not really able to protect anyone is what makes him so unique and so different. And Kusakabe said it best in reference to Sukuna and Jogo fighting. Those two fighting are special grade. Think of them tap dancing on ants, and to be clear, we're the ants. And the same thing could be said about Gojo and every action he takes. He is constantly tap dancing around ants. In fact, we even got this literal metaphor right out of the anime with Gojo walking over a trail of ants, and everything Gojo has done within the story has caused major damage for the future. And I think somewhere deep down, Gojo feels this responsibility and even somewhat maybe acknowledges that this is his fault. And it's particularly shown when Gojo is talking about his students and wanting to raise the strong next generation, ones that can take care of themselves and don't need him around. And even in talks with Megami about his potential and Megami's mindset, once stating that Megami's potential is higher than Yuji's, which we're now seeing the full brunt of at the 10 Shadows and how far it could push Gojo in a fight. Even though it is Sukuna's usage of it, this is the full potential of the 10 Shadows and how far Megami could have possibly gone in the future. And even Gojo's students are starting to inherit the mindset of strength and getting stronger and trying not to be a burden on anyone else. And the two main examples are Yuji and Yuta, the two protagonists for the sequel and the main series that I think will have a major impact on the story. But that's a video for a whole nother day. Remember, Yuji and Yuta's moments, they're coming. And you know what else is coming? That subscribe button. You should definitely click subscribe while you're here. If you're enjoying the content, help me get to 20k before this month ends. I'm challenging you. Yuji, for example, is someone who was dragged into the Jujutsu Kaisen world and became a vessel to Sukuna. He then took it upon himself to save as many people as possible before ultimately dying and taking Sukuna with him. That was Yuji's plan. This selfishness of just helping as many people out and then getting rid of himself as soon as possible. And Yuta isn't that far different from this mindset either. Yuta wants nothing but to save people, and also even more so than this, he wants to save his sensei. He wants to save Gojo. He wants to spare Gojo the pain of having to kill Geto's body a second time, so he has taken it upon himself to kill Kenjaku so that Gojo only has to worry about the burial and the mourning of his best friend's body. And I think ultimately, when we look at Gojo's character as a whole, he has been someone who has been stated many times to be the strongest. But that strength has often caused more problems for the cast and for himself, more than it's actually solved the problems that it's created. Gojo failed to save Riko. Gojo failed to save Geto. Gojo failed to stop Kenjaku's plan in Shibuya, and now he's finally face to face with the sum of his mistakes. His student and basically his child is now overtaken by a force that he now needs to figure out a way to rip from the body. So for Gojo to possibly leave the series and not save Megami at the very least could possibly be the worst fate for Gojo Satoru. No Jujutsu sorcerer dies without regret. Massive shout out to Plank for this video idea. Plank, are you watching this? You're an alright guy. Sometimes you're okay. A resident Madoka Magica. But anyway, that's everything from me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Gojo will save Megami, or do you think it will be his final failure within the series before something horribly tragic happens to him? Because honestly, I've got this really bad feeling about this fight in this next chapter. I'm gonna keep it a stack with you. I'm quite happy that Gojo seemingly is on top right now, and I'm gonna take the little W while we can get it, but I still feel really nervous for my boy. Also, you should check out the video that I posted yesterday talking about this same subject. And also, make sure to subscribe for that massive PP energy buff. We're trying to hit 20k before the end of the month. So, as always, I will catch you guys all in the next one. Much love. Big kisses. Peace.